Oh, yeah.
Those will work. Boom.
They might need a little glass polishing.
Classic glass polishing.
They talk so long and fall asleep. Hi, I'm Camille.
I'm John.
And of course, this is Mr. Steady. And we're on John's Beneteau 40.
Yeah, we're on Florian, my 2009 Beneteau Oceanis 40, sitting on the hard in Ventura Harbor. Ventura Boatyard.
Been here for a minute. Both of us are stuck waiting for parts for both of our boats. And we fortuitously made friends. We're missing the lovely Alana, but
She's not here today, but she'll be back soon.
so this is Beers on a Boat. So there's a lot of breweries in Ventura.
Yeah, Ventura, Santa Barbara. I mean, I feel like everywhere in the world, the beer scene, craft brew scene is just humongous. But TopaTopa is one that I've enjoyed a lot of their beers lately. You know, we had a good time going to their tap room.
Their tap room is super, super cute. It's really tiny. They allow dogs inside, which is huge for us because you can't see him now, but Ringo's down on the floor. The John and Ringo duo go to the tap room.
Especially in the super cold weather that we're having.
Yeah, it's been cold.
Dogs indoors, critical.
But TopaTopa also has, I think, the best beer that I've had in Ventura. I've tried a bunch of the local ones. Made West also sticks out, but TopaTopa was my winner, which is why I'm doing my on the hard Beers on a Boat. What do you think?
Yeah, I think TopaTopa is great. The Chief Peak IPA is a kind of a standard that I think they have some distribution with. Most people can probably find that one.
At least on the West Coast.
Yeah, TopaTopa. They also have a brewery in Santa Barbara. So they have a Ventura and Santa Barbara location, which is great. And I think that they're definitely one of the better Central Coast, / Southern California breweries. Yeah.
So he's speaking about Santa Barbara because he spends a lot of time up there. You usually have your boat up there, and you have a wine room.
Yeah, so my boat's kind of back and forth between Ventura and Santa Barbara, and I actually have a winery called the Deep Sea Wine Tasting Room, Deep Sea Wines, and we have our tasting room on Stearns Wharf, so I often anchor this boat just 100 yards away from where our tasting room is, which is great.
It's perfect.
Yeah. So wine and beer on the water is always the best.
And so as somebody dedicated or living their life in wine, you were saying to me it takes a lot of beer to make...
Yeah, that's definitely the old classic winemaker saying is it takes a lot of beer to make wine. I spend my life surrounded by wine, and you can kind of get a lot of palate fatigue from drinking it every day, or at least having a little bit in the tasting room all the time, and just nothing can beat a cold, crisp beer.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So you're kind of a hophead, aren't you?
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day, and my brother Tom and I, who works with the winery as well, I didn't start out as one, and I think that's a kind of a crazy example of the beer world kind of changing me as a customer rather than the other way around. I mean, it's like Henry Ford said, you can have any car you want as long as it's black. But, you know, just hoppy beer became a thing. I was really mostly into English ales. And then, of course, Mexican lagers. You know, being a California kid, you're just drinking Mexican beer all the time. And my dad is English, so a lot of English beers, you know, that kind of tradition. That was my palate. And IPAs, you know, Stone Brewery in San Diego, and the huge
I mean,
thing.
if you're growing up on the West Coast, you got all that hop craze before all in the Midwest and the East Coast did.
Yeah, tons of hops, and I hated them. When I first came out, I did not want hoppy. You know, some of the flagship beers from standout Santa Barbara breweries, like Figueroa Mountain, like their Lizard's Mouth, or some of the TopaTopa beers. This might have been a little bit before they were around, but yeah, did not like huge hoppy beers. But over time, you know, just I think through exposure, I now love IPAs and other beers, especially if you have an IPA, you just can't have another beer other than IPA for the rest of the night. You just need that full flavor profile.
I mean, that is a sort of getting your palate wrecked, getting that palate fatigue. If you start off light, then you can work up. But if you're already expecting that kind of thing, I remember we were at TopaTopa and you were just I think you had one and you really liked it, and then I was like, oh, try this one. And you had a mosaic, I think it was a solid single mosaic, and it was really delicious. It was super classic, earthy, grassy, kind of piney, not too weedy, but there. And then you had the next one, and you were just ah!
Not enough.
Not enough. It's not hitting like that.
Yeah. And those mosaic hops, they just have such a unique flavor. It's very identifiable, I think.
So we've got the TopaTopa Spectro Hazy IPA. India Pale Ale. They're saying tasting notes are pineapple, grapefruit, guava, 6.3% alcohol, so not too high, but regular.
And that's kind of the alcohol that I like. So we'll see what this tastes like. Where I used to be afraid of how hoppy beers were. Now I think there's a lot of them are just too alcoholic. It doesn't need to be so strong.
And I entirely agree with that. I'm even I see 6 and I'm like, ooh, am I gonna go there? Which is, I had kind of so I didn't start off really liking hoppy beers, and my dad really liked those like the English styles, and he liked real nut browns and you know, kind of milder. I mean, and I brewed with him, and you said you brewed beer too, and we both agreed that we don't like to scrub things. So we'll leave it to the scrubbers. You have to scrub out wine stuff anyway, so you're not gonna scrub out double.
No, not bottles. Keg your home brew. If you're home brewing, just skip the bottles and just get right into the keg system.
But I went from that, and then lots of hops and also Belgians, and really I think peaked my palate out and was like, I'm in all these things, and then I just couldn't I was I couldn't drink any of it. I couldn't do anything with, I don't know what technically I didn't measure the alpha acids on something I could or couldn't drink, but it made I would get stomach aches. But now I'm starting to get back into being able to drink hoppy things, and the hazies have actually made it a little easier for me because of the body of some of them. So actually, this is a cheater for me for beers on a boat. I had one last night, but I wanted to see what you would think of it. I had one with Sam. Sam Holmes came and hung out on the boat, and we had a good time. But
yeah, and I've had a lot of TopaTopa beers, but this Spectro, I'm a Spectro virgin right now.
I think the Spectro is new for them. Also, they've just got their places. I mean, we can keep talking about this later, but so I really like the Topa Topa thing because their design is really good. These cans are really weird colors. They look like
yeah, this isn't their typical colors, but I agree with you. I love the aesthetic of TopaTopa.
The aesthetic is really really cool. It's really clean, kind of cute, but like I think they're really really good looking. I actually like this, like, I don't know what the color is going to look like on this, but it's like peachy, lavendery. Let's see if it tastes peachy and lavendery.
Or pineapple, grapefruit, and guava. They're going to go wild. For me, I really love the TopaTopa packaging. That's one of the things that I do with my winery is all the labels. Yeah.
Come here, sit down.
Hey,
hang out.
Relax, boys.
And I've seen your like one of your wines has your boat on the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Super super cute. Your shirts are really good looking.
Yeah, and so I'm always thinking of logos and design, and I love the TopaTopa logo, which shows the mountains that we have in Santa Barbara going right into the ocean. So that's whole Central Coast, Santa Barbara, Ventura is just ocean right into the mountains.
Yeah, and so let's crack these open. Let's see what. And you were so kind to, because we're on your boat, I didn't have another tasting cup. You provided us with these lovely.
Yeah, and these cups, another great place in Santa Barbara Sailing Center. If you need to learn how to sail or rent a boat, check them out.
It is a pretty beer. It is hazy. It's not crazy hazy. Oh, you got your proper head on yours. There you go. Not crazy.
And almost showing that little peachiness
Right.
in color.
How's that doing?
It's good. But you could hold it up so they can see it, you know.
Yeah, not crazy hazy. Smells, it does have like a fruit smell.
Yeah, I think the guava is really there on the nose, and it's not on their can, but almost like cantaloupe.
I don't know if I smell cantaloupe. It's like soft fruit. It doesn't smell citrusy to me. And if they said grapefruit, it would be like grapefruit rind or grapefruit peel or something. But it's really light. I might smell
Stone fruits.
I don't know if I get stone fruit. Heavy sniffing.
It's not very hoppy, so it's certainly just more in that pale ale realm. After having an IPA earlier.
It's very soft, isn't it? It's very,
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's sort of like the can. It has this, like, softness, roundness, creaminess.
And a little bit of sweetness, even. I don't know if
Slight-
I'm being led with the peach and purpley,
Yeah.
but
I wouldn't call it sweet. I usually get turned off by, like, like, if there's residual sugar. It doesn't taste... I think that this is not actually sweet. It's just not set off by being super hoppy, and then the
bitterness has got to be pretty low.
Yeah, and then what is coming over the top is like lighter and creamier and like a peach melba type of thing.
Yeah, certainly creamy. Yeah, even the head and the mouthfeel is really kind of creamy.
Yeah, but like, I mean, the haze craze having been going on for a little bit, like you'll see some and they look like straight orange juice, right? And they're doing that sometimes by the different malts that they're using or different yeasts in combination, or even kind of cheating and adding flour. I don't know if that's cheating or not, but it seems a little bit. But this doesn't look overly hazy, but it does taste very like that. Right?
Yeah, we have And through that opaqueness, it's actually a pretty light colored beer.
Yeah. There's something else that I'm tasting and I can't figure out what it is.
It's almost straight orange now. Like I'm just looking at this color, and maybe I'm getting not a lot of citric acid, but kind of an orange flavor. It's kind of making me think of beers like Blue Moon or something.
Oh, don't say that.
But it kind of is. Like, okay. It's not really.
I mean, that's like that's a wheat beer.
Yeah.
I wonder if this like has a touch of, because you can add a touch of wheat to change the, doesn't say, to change the texture of something. You could also add oats. It doesn't taste like that to me as far as wheat goes, but I can see what you say about, like, because I was like, oh, grapefruit, it said grapefruit. Maybe it's grapefruit without the bitter. I can totally see
it doesn't have
orange.
A grapefruit tang. Like, it's a little softer, like more.
I can totally see orange, like maybe flavor. Like Orange Julius.
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah. Little orange whip.
Yeah.
And with that creaminess, that classic like kind of orange creamsicle flavor. I think that's maybe what I would have in my tasting notes instead of the grapefruit, is that kind of creamsicle note.
Yeah. How do you like it? What are you gonna...
This would be a beer, like I said, I like the alcohol, just being kind of a standard beer alcohol.
It also doesn't, now, like, it actually tastes even less to me than 6.3. I would have guessed it at like a 5.5.
Definitely.
A little bit under.
Sessionable, and I think like if you're having beers on a boat, I think you're kind of always having more than one. And when you have to drive the boat, you don't want these 9% alcohol beers. So this is great. Like on a sunny day, warmer weather. Here we are in fleeces and beanies, but this would be a fantastic beer out on the beach in the sunshine, and you don't need to add a slice of fruit to it because I think it's already in the can.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's I think they were right on the can. It's got these like fluffy clouds on it. It like, and this is like, it's very sort of, fluffy cloud, Orange Julius, like, it would be a good boat beer. I approve of this beer.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you caught a whitefish, it would be good with a little whitefish.
Yeah, what would you made me in Atlanta the other night the best fish that I think either of us have ever had. Now
that makes me really, really, really proud and really flattered.
Our respect for your palate is like through the roof now. So what would you pair with a beer like this? Like with the tasting notes that you have, like what would you, if we're going to have food, or give me a scenario where you're going to enjoy this beer the most and is food
the most. Well, it still has some of that hop to it, so you couldn't do anything too delicate. What I made for them was halibut poached in butter, and the butter was infused with, I think it was pasilla chilies and vanilla bean. And it definitely had all those flavors, but halibut isn't super strong. Like, I think it would be good with fish, and thinking about being on the boat, it would be fun. But I think any kind of ocean fish you caught, actually, I'm gonna go a little like a really fresh mackerel if you caught it, even though it's oily, with like chili and orange to complement the orange in this. I think it would set up nicely, but like don't let it, like, don't add more oil to it, like get your sear on it, and then yeah, I don't know, something crisp with it also, but like an orange to complement the orange, and something big enough that it's not gonna get like whatever flesh. If it's a meat, like it's got I mean, you could also do like a baked pork chop with like mustard and orange rind on it, and like that would be good with it. But
I think like a spicy Asian kind of Thai style whitefish, like a little lemongrass or ginger with this would be really nice.
That might, I think the flavors would. I always like, if we're going to be on the boat, trying to like not totally hide the flavor of the actual fish. Like, Thai flavors get so strong so quick, but either way, we're gonna drink the beer and we're gonna eat the fish.
For the Thai food.
We had Thai food tonight. So is James. You and James are gonna sail. You're gonna sail away to Thailand. We're gonna find you just like 200 pounds each.
Give me ginger. Give me lemongrass. Give me some chilies.
I wanted my dinghy full of pad Thai. That's my dream. I'll sit in the water and kick back with a full dinghy of pad Thai.
Yeah, I almost feel it's like this is kind of like a rosé of beers in that way. I think I could go with spicy food, like Thai food.
Oh, yeah. No, okay. So I would agree with that. That's the difficult thing about lots of Asian food in general, that it's hard to pair because like you're getting all of these points of your palate hit that traditionally wine wasn't made to pair with. Also, beer goes well with a lot of things because it's grain based.
Mm-hmm.
And so like meeting like
liquid bread.
So fried fish goes with basically any beer, partially because is that it's breaded with the thing that you're drinking. That being said, I really like it when I see restaurants pair, like where I worked, pair beer really seriously with food because you can get lots out of it and you're also not spending $20 to pair with, you're spending $10 or even possibly less, which is cool. Because it does make your, I think it makes a meal like really pleasurable. It's nice to have a pairing.
Yeah. And Captain's Hour. Food, good food and good drink. That's boat life. Good boat life, anyhow.
So if you were to rate the Spectro Hazy Pale Ale, India Pale Ale, from 1 to 10 sheets to the wind, what would you give it?
I think this particular TopaTopa beer, the Spectro, I'd probably give maybe a 7.5 sheets to the wind. It's a beer, it's kind of a nice break from the normal beers that I'm drinking, but I think I'd probably go back into their other library of slightly hoppier beers, which I think TopaTopa does really well for my like everyday, especially
Up
evening
the
beer.
acid, yeah.
But for the daytime, this is super great beer, and like I said, I love the lower alcohol, and it makes my mouth think of summer while we are sitting here
being cold.
Winter, being cold.
Not in the water. I think that I would give it an 8 because it is on the higher end of alcohol that I would usually drink, and it doesn't taste very hot at all. It doesn't taste boozy to me at all. It's actually really easy to drink. And I like the hop content of it. I like the haziness of it, and it's also, but it's one of those, it's like for me who doesn't like those, I think it's a good entree to beers like that. So pretty close.
Yeah, it's absolutely solid beer.
Thanks for being on Beers on the Boat, John.
Absolutely.
Next time.
Yeah, welcome. It's so nice to have you guys in Ventura.
Yeah, thanks for having us on your boat.
Local Ventura beers. Cheers.
Next time you guys have to actually do it when you're on the water, right?
Yeah. For the next time, Alana, you have to join us, and we will be actually in the water.
We'll have to find our Avalon beers.
Yeah.
We meet in Catalina.
So I hope you're enjoying this season of our trials and tribulations and new friends on the hard. Until next time.
Cheers.
Cheers. I like that.
Did we do okay?
Yeah, we did totally good.